I'd like to call the Town of Rome Board meeting to order for Thursday, March 17th, 2022. Happy St. Patrick's Day at 5 o'clock. Going to get a roll call starting from my left.
Weisinger.
Minter.
Asdell.
Goldman.
Can I get a certified posting of the meeting, please?
I certify that on Monday, March 14th, 2022, the agenda for the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, March 17th, 2022 was posted, or was emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune at 2:25 p.m., posted at Rome Town Hall at 3:15 p.m., at Leicester Public Library of Rome at 3:45 p.m., and at Nakusa Port Edward State Bank at 4:05 p.m.
Thank you. Number 4, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 6, citizen comments. None turned in. We'll dispense with number 6. No action contemplated except possible referral to future agenda. Number 7, information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, announcements, a welcome and introduction of zoning administrator Emily Zeddies.
Emily, you want to come up to the podium?
Hope it works.
Just make sure that the red light is on. Yep. Just introduce yourself and tell the board a little bit about yourself.
All right, I'm Emily Zeddies. I'm the new zoning administrator. I kind of always lived in Wisconsin, went to Stevens Point for my undergrad, getting my master's at Northern Michigan University.
She was above the fold in the City Times.
Yeah. Front page.
Jamie's very proud of that.
Good work.
Oh yeah, above the fold.
Welcome aboard. All right. Jerry, any information?
Yeah, the Adams County Land and Water and Kyle Kettner, her 14-mile, or I should say 9-key element plan coordinator, will be putting out a presentation here at the Town Hall on Tuesday the 22nd at 5:30. A lot of good information will be shared about what has been done, what's going to be done with the new 9-key element plan for the 14-mile watershed.
Okay. Thank you. Dan?
I have nothing.
I had a quick one. I wasn't here for the release on the City Times last week. Do you want to cover that with the Natural Conservancy? Big news?
So the Nature Conservancy purchased, I believe it's 1,000 acres within.
3,000.
No, 4,334 acres.
But all across Adams County.
Different parts of
Adams
Adams County,
Yep.
yes.
A small portion of that 40 is in Town of Rome.
Corner Badger and 8th Avenue on the northeast corner.
But they have their national organization. They have interest in protecting lands. They have identified the Central Sands area as a place that they would like to do additional land conservation. And although this was a first purchase in Adams County, they've said it won't be a last purchase.
Yeah, it's, Jamie and I both talked to them online 2 weeks ago or so. And they apparently have some heavy backing funding-wise. And again, yeah, they're concentrating on central Wisconsin. They feel we've been neglected, I guess, in so many words. So we will be having a partnership with them as best we can. So
We have a lot of timberland here that would
Yep.
be very nice and under their control.
Yes. That's all I got, Dan.
I don't have anything.
The only thing, Chairman, I would add, I said it at the last meeting, just repeating it, to make sure in case people are only picking up pieces of meetings. If you did get an absentee ballot or you requested an absentee ballot and it got mailed to you, please remember you cannot put it in the drop box here at Town Hall. You have to either mail it back to Town Hall or deliver it to the clerk treasurer. And if it's delivered to the clerk treasurer, it has to be you as the individual, the voter. You can't bring in a spouses or a neighbor unless they would be indefinitely confined. So just remember, it's voting season. If you have an absentee ballot, it cannot go in the drop box.
And we do have the voters forum coming up.
Voters forum is on Monday. That's March 21st. And it'll be here in this room, just looking for start time,
6 PM.
6 PM. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, thank you. Number 8, department and committee reports.
If there are any questions, we would welcome them.
Did everybody see that excellent response time by Lifestar in the town of Rome?
I didn't get that one.
That wasn't included?
I didn't.
I thought it was
missed
part
it.
of the packet.
It's on here.
On the packet?
I don't remember seeing it.
You have a page number?
Maybe it slipped
I
out.
saw
Oh,
it.
what was it?
6.5 minutes roughly average.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll make sure the board gets it. I saw it on the copy machine to go into the packet. Maybe it didn't make it.
Didn't make it, I don't think.
But we'll send that out to the whole board.
Thank you.
6 more minutes is great.
Mm-hmm. So that's not just Rome, that's the whole district, right?
No, that's Rome.
That's
Just
wrong.
Rome?
Yeah.
Okay.
The EMS commissioners asked that from now on it would get divided out into, and there's a little error on this one because they started it on February 8th and the Big Flats calls were before then. But yes, going forward, that'll be solely each town's response time.
We'll be able to get the other town's information too, though, right?
Yes, all 3 are on there. It's just designated out.
Okay, nothing else in committee reports? Discussion and possible action on the following items. Number 9, discussion and action approval of March 3rd, 2022 meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 10, discussion and action. Checks, vouchers, receipts, and journal entries. Approved checks 43,887 through 43,978 totaling $5,062,142.41. Auto payments totaling $935,344.53. State Social Security Medicare withholdings totaling $35,769. Did I miss? I'm sorry, 35 million? Is that correct?
35,000.
Okay, glasses got a spot in them. $35,769.43. Payroll checks 21,639 through 21,640, totaling $132.04. Payroll vouchers V18385 through V18517, totaling $89,335.16. And receipts numbers 22,939 through 23,035, totaling $75,484.65. Can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve checks, vouchers, receipts, and journal entries.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Discussion, number 11, discussion and possible action, approval of ordinance number 22, recommendation from the Plan Commission on consideration of the proposed comprehensive plan map 9 amendment from forestry to rural residential and zoning map amendment from FR Forest and Outdoor Recreation to R5 Rural Estate Residence District relating to the property owned by John Ames, described as follows, parcel number 030-00536-0000, also described as a northwest 1/4, southwest 1/4, section 03, town 20 north, range 06 east, town of Rome, Adams County, Wisconsin, total area 40 acres.
Before you make a motion.
Yeah, I'd like to just give a little bit of background to this, particularly in that the recommendation from the Plan Commission did come with a condition. So as the agenda item notes, the applicant is requesting an amendment to the comprehensive plan's future land use map and a rezone of the parcel. It's a 40-acre parcel. The request is to amend the comp plan future land use map from forestry to residential, rezone the parcel from FR Forest and Outdoor Recreation. Specifically, the applicant is asking for it to be rezoned to R4 residential. The reason that was discussed at the Plan Commission meeting for requesting that R4 rather than R5 is due to the requirements in our zoning districts for minimum size of dwelling. The applicant wants to construct a dwelling on that parcel that is less than the minimum 1,500 square feet that is required in R5. At the meeting, the applicant had discussed that he has no plans to subdivide the property, but would like it to be zoned R4 because he'd like to construct a dwelling that is under that 1,500 square feet. The Plan Commission did hold their public hearing on that application at its March 8th, 2022 meeting. The aforementioned discussion took place, and the result of that was a recommendation from the Plan Commission to rezone that parcel to R4 and amend the comprehensive plan, future land use map, with the recommendation that the applicant and the town enter into a recorded agreement that restricts the subdivision of the parcel in the future. In other words, going forward, it would still have to remain as that 40-acre parcel. It wouldn't be able to be subdivided.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation from the Plan Commission to rezone this from FR to R4 and change the comp plan map, and with the findings of fact as presented from the Plan Commission.
And can I ask that you include in your motion authorizing the chairman to enter into that agreement, if you're going to ask that that agreement be part
Okay.
of the motion?
I'll add that to my motion, yes.
Second.
Discussion? Is the, what's his name again?
John.
John, has he been informed of the change?
He was there.
He was present.
Okay,
He agreed to the separate agreement, written agreement.
He initialed the bottom of the findings of fact saying, with that item on there about the agreement.
okay, good. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried. Number 12, discussion and possible action, approval of ordinance number 22, recommendation from the Plan Commission and on consideration of the proposed comprehensive plan map 9 amendment from forestry to public, semi-public relating to the property owned by the town of Rome, described as follows: parcel number 030-00977-0000, 030-00978-0000, 030-00998-0015, 030-00998-0020, 030-00998-0025, 030-01032-0000, 030-01033-0000, 030-01039-0000, 030-01066-0000. All parcels to be also described as part of sections 28, 29, 32, 33, Town 20 North, Range 06 East, Town of Rome, Adams County, Wisconsin. Total area 388.95 acres.
I can just give a bit of background there. So this relates to a request to amend that comp plan, future land use map, and rezone approximately 388 acres adjacent to and in Derrick Hughes recreational area. The request is to amend that comp plan, future land use map from forestry to outdoor recreation, from the zoning map from FR, forest and outdoor recreation, to public, semi-public. At its meeting on March 8th, 2022, Plan Commission held a public hearing on this item, after which the Plan Commission did recommend the approval of the comp plan amendment and the rezoning.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation from the Plan Commission as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 13, discussion and possible action, recommendation from the Plan Commission regarding a preliminary plat for Sedge Valley subdivision to be located on a 288.42 acre parcel owned by Wisconsin Dunes LLC, described as Section 26, Town 20 North, Range 5 East, Town of Rome, Adams County, Wisconsin. Parcel numbers of 030-00327-0000, 030-00328-0000, 030-00330-0000, 030-00331-0000, 030-00332-0000, 030-00333-0000, 030-00340-0000, 030-00334-0000, 030-00335-0000, 030-00339-0010. You're up, Nick.
Sure. So this item relates to a preliminary plat that's been submitted for Sedge Village subdivision. This item was internally reviewed and feedback was provided back to them. It did come to the Plan Commission meeting at its meeting on March 8th, where this item was recommended for approval. I would just note that there was further discussion on a proposed, at the time of the final plat approval, it would be a proposed access plan for emergency vehicles on, and I believe it's the north side of their plat?
Northwest.
Northwest. So that would be just for emergency vehicles, but the concern being that we want emergency vehicles to be able to access that northwest or north area of the plat.
We do have large drawings here. I understand when it gets in the packet, it's hard to maybe make out all of the detail. So if anyone wanted to review large drawings, this would have to return to Plan Commission at their April 12th meeting, and then we'll come to you at the next available town board meeting after that for final plat approval.
I'll make
Go ahead.
Do you have more to say?
There was a couple items that were not included in the board packet just due to size and quantity of information. The soils report, the declaration of covenants. If you would like to read those in detail, they're provided to the Plan Commission, but I do have paper copies.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the preliminary plat for Sedge Village per the Plan Commission's recommendations and including the stipulations or rather conditions they've placed upon that.
Yeah, for a revised map that shows us where that access will be.
Second.
Any discussion? Quick question, when they put that access road in, is it gonna take away from some of the properties here, or do they have,
They don't have to.
yeah, okay.
In between them, possibly.
Veerbecker didn't view that as a large hindrance.
Is that, or would it be an easement, or are they gonna,
Would not be an easement, it's just gonna be a means in which to,
It did not sound like it would be a thoroughfare by any means.
No.
It would be
no,
strictly for emergency purposes.
likely gravel wouldn't be paved.
it's all gonna be gated anyway, right, at the
This
other
isn't gated,
roads?
this is in Sand Valley
Oh,
Resorts.
Sam, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right, never mind, I'm sorry, yes. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 14, discussion and possible action, acceptance of land donation from Archer North LLC, also described at Section 19, Town 20 North, Range 6 East, Lot 18 of the Lido Conservancy, with a parcel identification number of 030-07004-0118, 20 acres total.
So there was a memo included in your packet. This is 20 acres that was part of the Lido Conservancy subdivision that was dedicated to public purpose. The findings of fact when that subdivision are created was also in the packet. This 20 acres, which is indicated as Lot 18, would be donated to the town. We talked at the time that we asked for this donation that the transfer site is essentially landlocked. If we would ever need to expand the transfer site, we wouldn't have other opportunity. So this area likely could be, although we haven't made a formal motion on it, where the dog park would move if we needed to take the 8 to 10 acres that the dog park is currently on for additional brush or timber storage.
But let's make it very clear to everybody watching, there's no plans to do that in the immediate future.
There is
Or to
no
move, or
plans,
to move the transfer site.
no, no,
Everything's staying as is.
No
as is.
controversy.
But again, if we ever had any need to expand, we would have otherwise not had any property to do so.
I make a motion to approve the acceptance of the land donation by Archer North LLC.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. And would you give them our thanks, please?
Jackie is here too, she can share that with them.
Thank you. Number 15, discussion and possible action, town acceptance of monetary donations from Sand Valley and Nakusa Port Edward State Bank towards Banshell Pavilion in Rome Town Center Park.
Again, there was a memo included in the packet. These are two $50,000 monetary donations being provided by Sand Valley and Nakusa Port Edward State Bank. We thank them for these gracious gifts. Per policy, any donation of more than $10,000 needs approval from the town board.
Move,
Go ahead.
move to accept the donations.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please?
No, question.
What?
Where are we at in this project?
So at the Parks meeting on Monday night, they made motions to accept and forward to town board the low bids that we had received when we bid it out for in January. We wanted to have a formal acceptance of these donations. We've had a conversation with the low bid for the carpentry project, which is the main construction of the building, with Eagle, about how we would essentially establish an agreement with them. So at this moment, those bids will come to the town board for formal acceptance, because the town board would have to accept them, and we'll work with Nick to draft contracts. But then as soon as the bids would be awarded and contracts would be signed, the construction could begin.
Will the project be fully funded at that point?
It's gonna be close. I had that as part of the memo. I mean, what we have committed and what we have coming in, it's gonna be close. And again, we had the conversation with Eagle, if we had to carry a balance, because some of our grants are paid in annual increments. Visit Rome and Legacy give us contributions annually. We could roll that portion over to next year.
So when that does appear on a board agenda, could you please also include estimated annual operating costs and how that's going to be funded? Thank you.
And estimated revenues?
Yeah. Revenues might be, I'll put in some numbers. I mean, right now, one of the big things is if you're a town of Rome resident, like we don't charge for use of several of our facilities. So that might be a question, like maybe I would put it in there, but we would discuss that if you
Sure.
were a town of Rome resident.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? No polls, right?
No.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 16, discussion and possible action, formation of a joint community development authority, CDA and Plan Commission Subcommittee for the update of the Town of Rome Comprehensive Plan and potential recommendation of zoning amendments.
There's a memo in your packet. The Plan Commission and CDA have been forwarding potential changes for the comp plan. We are through that process, and we did hold a joint meeting of the CDA and Plan Commission where they nominated 2 members and an alternate to serve on the subcommittee. So the final step is just having formal approval from the town board that the subcommittee exists and can continue to meet until their work would be done, which would be making amendments to the comprehensive plan and having how those amendments would equal amendments into our zoning ordinance put forth to the Plan Commission.
Motion to approve the formation of the joint community development CDA and Plan Commission Subcommittee.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 17, discussion and possible action, approval of American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA fund, ARPA, project funds used towards 2022 road maintenance projects.
So this is gonna be a little bit out of order in the packet, but, so this motion would be for approval $7,845. That, again, was our little bit of shortage in awarding all of our 2022 road bids, and we would take that small shortage out of ARPA funds this year.
Move to approve the use of the ARPA funds to cover the shortage on the 2022 road projects.
Shortage of $9,845.
$845.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 18, discussion and possible action, approval of American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, project funds used towards Wisconsin.FFY fiscal year, 22, Surface Transportation Program, STP Local 2022 grant for engineering costs towards Apache Avenue from 8th to 10th Avenue.
So I did include in the packet just a brief memo and the submitted grant. We did contact Representative Krug's office, who did put in a nice letter of support, if you happen to see it as part of the packet, to encourage funding of this project. This ARPA request then would be to cover the $7,000 engineering cost that would need to be a part of that overall project. Those costs are in the grant, but they won't be covered by the grant. They ask for that engineering work is done on all of these projects. So this would be approving $7,000 to cover the engineering cost.
So the 7,000 is not part of the 20% that we're liable for?
Right. It's
Separate?
It's separate, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the use of ARPA funds to cover the engineering costs towards the Apache Avenue project.
Second.
Any,
Can we just clarify in the motion the amount? That way we can trace that always back when we,
$7,000.
$7,000.
thank you.
any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 19, discussion of possible action, continue consideration of potential American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA project funding options.
So this is where the rest of the memo comes in, again, using the original memo and then just continuously updating it so we can keep track of the items that we've talked about. At the last meeting, we added the manual emergency traffic light control signal and then the advancement of some possible road projects that were for beyond 2022. I just have a note in here. I did talk to, he's from Wisconsin DOT, just share the same name, not at all related, Ron Johnson, who handles the emergency signal request. He did say that when this light was put in, there is an emergency signal, like the ability to do it is in there, but the switch would have to be created. And he just had shared, he's got a big project, he would circle back with me on what that cost would be. And then Brad provided a memo in the packet with 4 potential options of some road projects that could be advanced and cost. With all of this discussion and the items that we approved tonight, I'm thinking what we would likely have happen is at the first meeting in April, if we had any additional requests for ARPA funds that we were gonna approve, they would be on that agenda. Then we'll take a little break from ARPA because we have to do a report by April 30th to say where we're at with fund expenditures. At this point then, after that, the report likely for us was gonna be annually. From our understanding, that always can change, but it'll be good for us to make a break in time so we can file that report cleanly.
Do you have a quick overview of the roads Brad was looking at?
Sure. So the first one would be Meadow Lane from Badger Avenue and then from Campfire Road back to Meadow. It's a road.
Now, there's maps in our packet.
Yep. So comes off Badger. It's like an L-shaped road and Z. So that would be 113,000. Locust Trail, which is off of 15th, which is a cul-de-sac. He has the Pacer ratings on here also, but so Meadow and Campfire Roads are 2 and 3. Locust is a Pacer of 4, 55,000. Apache Circle from 13th Avenue again, that one, it's like it comes in and comes back out. 105,000, that is a Pacer rating of 3. And then he has a series of chip fill and crack seal of roads that were scheduled for 2023. Juniper Trail, Magnolia Trail, 17th Drive, from 17th Avenue to Badger, West Wind Trail, Salisbury Court, Kings Herald Court. There's a whole list there, 114,000, so.
My opinion, the crack fill and chip seal is more critical to preserve the surface on those roads as soon as we can. And yes, it'd be nice to pave some of these, but like I say, you want to preserve the good ones that we have, or they're gonna be bad in a few years too. Especially crack filling, that's critical to keep moisture from going underneath the surface.
If we can get a year ahead, that gives us
Yep.
a little
Right.
bit of wiggle room next year when we're trying to figure out if the Apache project, well, we would know at that point if the Apache project's a go, and then what other roads we can afford to do.
These other roads definitely need paving, repaving, but those are big jobs and a couple of them are cul-de-sacs, not real high traffic. No, I personally think the crack fill chip seal is where we should put our dollars this year. My opinion only.
And certainly after, so we'll know early to mid-April a number with We Energies of where we are at with that up to $65,000. I do have an update from Tammy. However, numbers are very fluid right now as people are making those decisions and coming on and coming off, and they don't have a final total from the condo project yet, which again could have been upwards of 25 if all came on. But that also would give us a better idea of what our final number would be.
Well, the other thing with a crack fill and chip seal too, we have a lot of options here. I mean, do all of them, do 3/4, depending on how much funds we have left, so I think that gives us a lot of options.
Yeah.
And just a quick note on that traffic signal light, there was two main purposes behind that. One was safety of our officers and our emergency personnel, and the other is a time factor. I mean, a stroke is, I understand it, every minute counts, and if you can save time at the traffic light, that's gonna help whoever needs it. And knowing that how people, I've seen it many times when a emergency vehicle's coming down the road, there's a line of traffic at the light, and it's red, and they don't wanna move. They don't realize they can go right through a red light with an emergency situation, but just hate to see something happen like that. If the expense of that item is not real high, I think it's a good option, but again, we'll wait and see what the cost comes back at. Especially since the thing is already basically set up for it, just gotta put a switch in, so. That was my thought on that one, but.
So what are we doing with this agenda item?
Well, I think knowing that that's where the focus is, I think what we'll have to do is kind of see where our total is at, between what our final bill is from We Energies, what we come out with in our discussions about potential hazard pay, see what that final dollar amount is, and then Chairman is correct, maybe whatever that final dollar amount is, you take some roads out. Or,
Well, but I just ran some quick calculations. We're under, we're still where we're at if we include,
Well,
say,
we're talking-
115,000.
We're talking about funds this year though, 144, not the 288, right?
well, we'll have the 288 by, I think we get the second.
June or July.
Yeah,
Oh, so we could use it all this year, so we are, oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm still thinking we're capped at 144 for the year.
I have an itch to make a motion.
It has to be a separate one on the agenda, so we
Yeah.
can add that one to the
So
first
you'd
meeting. in
refer it to
April.
the next agenda?
Wasn't this
And we can-
specifically?
We can have it.
And just to make sure our bases are covered on these, crack and chip chip seal, give us a cost estimate for each road, just to have it there, just in case.
Well, if we have surplus, again, we should have Brad's approval that this is where we should spend the money. But it's my opinion that's,
Okay, well, let's get
Should be
this together
priority.
for the next agenda, because the clock is ticking, and at some point, these guys are all gonna say, we're not doing it for that price, because we're booked up.
yeah. One thing with chip seal, we do have two options. Scott can do it as well as Farner, so. Paving is American and American only, unfortunately.
What does the board desire?
Oh, it's on the next
It's
agenda.
on the next agenda. There's
Agenda.
nothing we can do the way it's worded.
Right.
As a separate agenda item
Right.
for approval.
To make sure Brad's agreeable with that as a priority project.
Number 20, the board may go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19.85, sub 1, sub C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Continue consideration of possible ARPA fund hazard premium pay amounts to town employees.
Motion to go in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Stat 19.85, sub 1, sub C.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote from my left?
Weisinger, yes.
Minter, yes.
Asdell, yes.
Goldman, yes.
We are now in closed session.
Just a reminder that the mic stay live and the camera stays on. Oh, it goes on that back. I can put it back on that back.
And it's a nice little postage reader too.
Yes, yeah. We had the older version and updated.
Yeah. It's amazing how many envelopes we send out as a school.
Okay, number 21. The board reserves the right to enter into open session authorized by Wisconsin State Statute 19.85, sub 2, to possibly take action from the closed session and continue with the agenda. Can I get a motion, please?
Move to return to open session as authorized by Wisconsin statute, section 19.85, sub 2.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call vote starting from my left?
Weissinger, yes.
Minter, yes.
Hasdall, yes.
Goldman, yes.
Motion carried. Dates and items for future agenda meetings. Number 22, next agenda items.
So we'll have the return of the ARPA items. We're a little early for Plan Commission yet. We'll also have a approval, as part of our Lifestar agreement, we agreed that we would provide permission on behalf of the municipality to enter into the TRIP system in case there would be delinquent payments, so we'll take care of that on the next agenda too.
Is Viziner that hauling agreement?
Oh,
going
yep,
to be
thank
on?
you for the reminder, and a Viziner update to the hauling agreement due to the the fuel increases.
Next meeting date and time.
It is going to be April 7th. Could we just chat a little bit? So April is our annual meeting month. So the town's annual meeting will be Tuesday, April 19th. It has to be the third Tuesday by state statute. Do you want to, instead of having a meeting then on the 21st, have the annual meeting and have the regular town board meeting follow?
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Bob, what do you think?
And I don't care.
Bob's good
And
with
you
it.
don't care.
You'll still come, well,
You gotta be there.
yeah, you have to be there on the 19th.
I know,
Yeah,
not for the meeting afterwards.
not for the meeting after, yeah.
What time is the annual meeting
We
proposed?
do the annual meeting at 6. So board meeting would be immediately following. But annual meeting at this point, we don't have any other, like, special resolutions, that would need, elector
Grant of
approval.
authority or,
No, so it'd be the town's annual report, and then we could move to the regular meeting. But rather than, I'm good with meeting on Tuesday and just handling it all together and then not meeting again on Thursday, or meeting shortly on Tuesday and coming back on Thursday. Yeah, then just add that time change, 6 PM on the 19th, but next meeting, April 7th at 5 PM.
I told the chairman, but I will not be here at the next meeting.
Okay,
I have a school meeting that I can't get out of. But I did cancel my school board meeting on Tuesday, the 19th, to come to this meeting. They were all very happy to cancel their meeting. I got no argument from anybody. It's like, wait, we don't have to meet? Okay, great.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
6:10 PM.
It's still probably 50 degrees out.